What up, guys? Welcome to the lung damage from smoking numbers tier list. I'm Sid might be fucking okay. So like, here's a chart. It's gonna be from like S tier. S tier is least healthy, and F tier is the most healthy. And I mostly did it like that because once I stylized it out and everything, like the bottom tier did not have nearly enough space. So like, and then S tier has like all the space in the world. So I'm just going, like, I'm gonna be like, okay, shit. So I'm just gonna have them be least healthy at the top and most healthy at the bottom, because that's what makes sense with how many actual things I have to put on it. Okay, fuck. I'm gonna stop yapping. Fucking. But so there's a myriad of ways to smoke a number, as everyone knows, and like so I'm just gonna pick one out of the blue. Let's do chillum. Okay, a chill I'm just gonna kind of play with the word just because, like, I don't know, YouTube might be looking at me, but like a chill looks like it's like a one hitter, you know. So like it's just straight into the lungs, no filtration. They're very hot. They're really good for if you're in a place like Utah or fucking Texas or something where you just need to like quickly hit something, get it put away, you know, so you can just get a little pick me up and then be on your way and shit, so that people don't really like see or know what you're doing, or they don't know what hit them until the smoke hits their face. But then it's only one hit, so it's like, where'd that come from, you know? So like so that's just the experience. I should be talking about the lung damage of what it does. So like, okay, background, I'm a 16-year smoker, you know, like I'm not even 30 yet, but like fucking I've been smoking since 2009, and mostly weed or trees, but like you know, and then with tobacco products like wraps. And I had to stints here and there where I bought a pack of cigarettes and stuff and smoked them, but like never really got into it and shit. And like I'd say I've been addicted to tobacco before, because like back in junior year, senior year, like I used to smoke a lot of wraps with you know, just smoke with wraps and stuff. So sorry, I'm eating this purse candy, the Krabby Patties and shit. But oh yeah, my bad. I hate when people eat on stream. So like they're pretty, well, as far as lung damage, they're pretty high up there, just because you know, as I said, there's like no filtration. They're very hot. Yeah, chill-ums are like, they're usually pretty stout. So like from where you're lighting it to like where it's getting in is like real short and no filtration. So like I'd say it's not S tier, because there's things that are way more deserving of that in as far as lung damage, and it is a flower consumption, so that's gonna be like a flower smoke type consumption. So that means that's to its benefit, you know. It's gonna make it a less, that's gonna be a mitigating factor in there. So like but at the same time, it's so hot and heavy, so I'd say it's A tier. So we'll just put chill on the list. Chillums in A tier. They're pretty unhealthy. And next one, okay, carts. So like carts are very, I have a long history with them. I'm like a part of history and shit, because like I was in high school in 2014. That was my senior year, and that was right when, I mean, carts were probably hitting in 2013. I had heard of them and shit, but I didn't buy one until like senior year, and even it was like towards the end of it. It was like in 2014, because I spent half my senior year in 2013. Oh crap, sorry. And like yeah, that was back in the day when carts were black, you know. They looked like outer space, but there were speckles in them. It was sketchy as hell, but boy, did you like hit them and you would see binary, you know. You'd just be laying in bed and going like fucking wow, great experience. They were amazing, but I know they're unhealthy as fuck. And after a long ass time, okay, so I've been buying legal products at like at dispensaries and stuff since let's see, when did I turn 21? I was, holy shit, 2017. So since 2017, I've been buying it from legal sources, and still, it doesn't help because carts, it's just by nature, they're gonna be shitty for you because whatever they're using to cut with, because they're not putting just the straight dope in there. You know, they're just putting like they're cutting it with all types of shit, and like the carts remind me a lot of the tobacco industry when it comes to that type of stuff. You know, the finagling. Boy, do I hate finagling. It ain't worth it. And like so that's why I'd say carts deserve S tier. On all honesty, like that's the diagnosis on my end because they're fucking just ridiculously unhealthy. They give you that nasty phlegm of where like the phlegm is like built up, and it'll be like you'll just go, you'll make that, you know, the sound that I don't even want to make it because it's that disgusting. It sounds like you're like releasing a spirit or something. And like they're very one word describer, it'd be like deleterious or atrocious, you know. I'm trying to pick some big impressive word, but it's not hitting right now. So like fucking but they're just disgusting. They're like the worst thing. They're actually, I think that cards are the top of the list as it comes when it comes to being unhealthy. So like I'm glad I put it first because that, you know, it looks like it's like the top, and because it is. Cards are really that bad, yo, like on your lungs. Because I've been smoking them for like what, almost 10 years now. It's 8 years. Oh, and I only took a break from them since June last year, and then till about now. So like I don't even have 8 years. I have like 7 months and 7 years 2 months with them, and now plus I've quit them in the past. So it's probably, I've only done them like 5-6 years total of my life and shit. But like, oh my God, like, but I've known them for over 10 years, and I just know the nature. There's something about them where the phlegm is just thick as cement. It's not like flour where like you can kind of tilt your head up and then it'll like drain your nasals and you can kind of get some guck out of it. No, every bit of guck you get from cards, you gotta work for it. You gotta like fucking really real and shit. And like I know it gets bad for me because this past week like I was hitting the cards so much that like when I would hawk and stuff, it would be vibrating my fucking you know, gullet so hard that it felt like I really like rattled some bones in there, and it was just ridiculous. So like it's gonna be a long drawn out video. Like I hope y'all like long content. Fucking no, I didn't mean to insult you and shit, but fucking anyway, yeah, so cards S tier. They're really that bad. They're really that bad. Sorry, I gotta finish it up. I'll be done eating that person and shit. But fucking cards is S tier. Next one, bongs. Billabongs, you know, like fucking I'd say, you know, you still get there in the end. You just get there slower, you know. Everything on this list is just gonna be some form of toxic, you know, honestly. Like and it's just to what extent is it, you know? Like how bad does it get? Cards is the worst it gets. For real. Like, so bongs, they're not the level of chillum. You know, chillums or chillums. Man, I hope YouTube just doesn't even trip. But like, chillums, they're like, yeah, they're bad. Yeah, they're hot. And like, yeah, there's no filtration. But like, for real, like, they do beat out bongs. So that eliminates S and A tier for bongs so far. So like, bongs can only be B through F when it comes to being the top unhealthy to the most healthy. So they're creeping down the list for being healthy and shit. So like, let's test out B. Let's see if they belong in B. Like fucking bong hits, Billabong hits. They're like, so I love how it filters it out. And also I got this like 12-incher, 11-incher or something right now that I've been taking everywhere. It honestly looks like some sort of, you know, thing, but like fucking yeah, you get nice big hits. That's the best thing about them. I think you can get the biggest hits out of anything out of a glass Billabong, and it's really, you know, the actual smoke is not harsh. You know, I mean, it is harsh if you don't smoke, but it's like, I'm talking like relatively, you know, compared to a cart. because there's something about a cart where it's just like so freaking, like you just feel that death feeling, like that squenchy death, where it's just like really unsettling, and it's, you know, in your core it's just like, oh fuck, I know this shit is so toxic. Like, but with a bong, that should be feeling natural, and like but it's like, I know it's still bad because I'll still be hawking shit up, but it'll come out easier, you know, especially in your nasal like areas, like if you tilt your head back, kind of walk for a bit, kind of use some gravity in there, you can dislodge it and it'll come out right easy. And so I wouldn't even put them in B tier. I honestly think it's even more healthy than that. It's more healthy than C tier, and it's more healthy than, maybe more healthy than D tier, but honestly, I'll put them, actually no, it doesn't belong in F tier, it belongs in B tier, D tier. So B for Billabong and D tier. They're really quite healthy as far as lung damage is concerned when smoking the numbers. So next one is PAX vaporizer. So like, basically I'm talking about dry herb vaporizers, and they I've had a bit of an experience with them. I don't prefer them, you know, I like big hits. They do have a nice high to them though, that's like really distinct and you know, like really specific to the dry herb vaporizer hit experience, and that is, it has this like sunny morning feeling. It's like a great, it would be a great opener, you know. Maybe I will do it again, but like, you know, there's just more powerful stuff, you know. I think I'm a bit, I just like smoking too much, guys. I just like smoking it. And so like, but no, it's a really nice distinct feeling where it's like sunny, it's real springish, fucking mild, you know, but it's still like effective. It'd be really good if you were like, it's good for like taking a test, you know, where you're not like bombed out, you know, you're not like taking a bong hit, you're not like kind of almost like, you know, your motor skills aren't gone, but like it's a nice little touch, you know. It's like if you're a desk worker or some sort of rich person, you know, like starting off your morning with like a PAX vaporizer, like that sounds about right, you know. But no, like us poor people, we could do it too, like, and a lot of us do, because we move on, especially 30 plus crowd, 25 plus crowd, we move on to fucking dry herb vaporizers just because of the health benefits. It's not smoke, it's the least harsh option. When it comes to lung damage, it's definitely F tier because it's the least damaging. So I'll put Dev for dry herb vape. Dev is F tier for real. It deserves it, because like it's really that good, you know. Like, it's for your lungs as far as lung damage goes. When it comes to like high potency, no, not up there. It's there's way better ways. This is for, though, the end of the road stoner, you know, like the motherfucker who's like, oh, I'm real cognizant of how fucked I ruined my body and lungs, you know, and now I'm just gonna switch up to something where I can still do my favorite substance, but like maybe in a fashion that doesn't kill me. So I can see the benefit, I can see the evolution, I see that I'm gonna be there, honestly, you know, I'm gonna be there someday, I'm gonna join you guys. But for now, I'm having too much fun being Stabitha, smoking bong hits in your neighborhood, your nice neighborhood and shit. So for now, dry herb vapes is F. I mean, not for now, this is law, you know, once it's on, this shit is law. But okay, let's there's probably a couple more. So dabs from like a rig. Okay, I don't have experience with like a G pen or one of those like orbular looking pens where it's like really cooks it and puts all the plastic in there. I've never had a E vape. Okay, so like I mean, not, you know what I mean, like a Puffco Peak type deal. I ain't never had a Puffco Peak type deal and shit. So, but I have experience with rigs. With rigs, I used to start off the morning when I lived with my dad. Back when we were more chill, and fucking like so we were living in the apartment, fucking, and every day, every morning I took a, this has nothing to do with him, I don't know why I brought him up, but like, you know, like in the morning I would be in my zone before going to work. I would put on some city pop, you know, that Japanese Western style music, and yeah, and it'd be a real vibe. It'd be real nice just to take a bunch of dabs, rip a bunch of dabs, get in the shower and shit. Like that was those are sunny mornings. Those are really picturesque, perfect mornings, especially in these months of like April to like October over here in Denver, where it's like it's pretty warm. Yeah, it's pretty warm, I'd say. But anyways, like long time doing that, and then I also have a lot of experience with fucking dab straws. Those things are lethal. I might even have to make a difference between dab straws and dab rigs. Dab straws definitely go in S tier for worst for lung damage, because they're so goddamn harsh. Like, you know what a dab straw is, people, like, where it's like no filtration, and it's just basically source to lungs, and it's real harsh. And like when you do dabs, that's a crackhead way to do it, you know, like that's when you could leave your apartment at midnight because the lease hates it type shit, you know, like that's a rip it in the stairs, get the fuck out of there, in and out, 45-second sesh type deal. That's when you like put it just straight up in a glass dab container and just rip it out. That the ease of mode of use, I understand it. It was like a great go-to. It was a real great way to just get from here to Starfield in like 2 seconds. It was so beneficial, but at the same time, god damn, it would rip up my throat, and like definitely deserves S tier. It might even should be before cards, but let's just let it slide. So DS for dab straw, S tier, very unhealthy. And then let's A tier is just gonna be rig, for dab rig, because you can feel it pile up. It's worse than a bong. It's not as bad as a cart because the phlegm, like, so when it comes to phlegm, it's like cart phlegm, dab phlegm, flower phlegm, then PAX phlegm, you know, or like what's it called, dry or vape phlegm. I don't really know what that's like yet, so that's like an unknown plateau. I definitely know these 3 plateaus, so it's like cart phlegm, dab phlegm, flower phlegm. Cart phlegm's the worst, dab phlegm's pretty close, but still leaves your sinuses. This is just in terms of how quick it leaves your sinuses and how you can gack it out. Dab phlegm is very thick, thicker than flower phlegm. So like dab phlegm would definitely be A tier, but not S tier, because it's not the harshest, and it's definitely not the easiest on you. So like definitely deserves the A tier right there. So rig is A tier for that rigatoni, dab rigatoni. Man, so it's really like there's only really unhealthy ones, it's looking like, and then like really healthy ones. So like but oh yeah, wraps. Boy, do I have experience with this. This is like, so I had swishers and stuff back you know, since I started in 2009. I had to hit swisher here and there probably through 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012. When 2013 hit, that was when the Migos hit. If you guys know, like January 2013, where the YRN mixtape, that was when Migos blew up, and especially at my school, Emily Griffith, downtown Denver. Like if y'all went to Emily Griffith, shout out y'all, because it was a cool place. And like because you could get weed in the middle of downtown. It's so fucking easy. And then there's like so many Taco Bell, like so many stores, lids, fucking everything a young 17-year-old at the time could possibly want. And so anyways, yeah, so wraps, that was my beginning, really my real beginnings, like of like smoking wraps every day, because I would take like my dad would give me like $10 for like food and just general shit for the day, for you know, just for every school day. But then being a little miscreant, I would just go to 7-Eleven, get like 1 tea, or even buy wraps, and then fucking cash out the rest of the money, and then like and then the other guys would like have like $2, or oftentimes like I think I would ask for like 15 later on, so I could actually get by with doing that and then have enough to get the 10 sack. And so that's what I ended up mostly doing anyways. But like they pitched in a couple times. But like anyways, wraps are very harsh on your throat. Yeah, they're S tier. Wraps is S tier because there's just something about that tobacco, and just, you know how the tobacco industry is so shady that they'll just put all that sparkly chemicals up in there, and like you just have no idea what you're really doing, and like you know, that tobacco wooze, that woozy tobacco feeling that we all love. That's like a nice little high. Like I understand why everyone does it, but it's and I even do it too. Like every couple months I'll buy a pack, you know, just like spice up a nice weekend, walk through the neighborhood with a blunt, because that's just so fun, you know. I love, back in the day I used to like driving around with a blunt, because when you're a stupid teenager and shit, and like listening to like 90s rap. Honest to God, I'm recanting, guys. I am recanting right now, and like it was fun and shit. But yeah, raps is S tier. Very bad for you. Not as bad as dab straws. Yeah, I'd say definitely not as bad as dab straws. Definitely not as bad as cards, because wraps, while being very damaging, it's a weird thing how like tobacco is just like, it cranks up the damage to a 10, but it also your body has like expels it, you know, like it likes to expel it, and it makes it like the substance itself isn't hard to expel like a cart phlegm. So like, dare I say, wraps are even more easier to expel from your lungs than just straight up chillum flower or billabong flower, you know. So it's a weird dichotomy with tobacco, but with that damage cranked up to 10, it does put it in S tier, because you just can't avoid that. It's just really actually pretty damaging. And yeah, so it has to be S tier. And guys, I think that might be everything. I think I covered everything. I don't know, put in the comments if I missed one, and I'll attach like a revised DLC video, you know. I mean, not a revised video, but I'll put a little DLC video in there. So thanks for being here, y'all. Yeah, it's the last of this. And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys, and fucking thanks for watching my content. And fucking you know, like I'm a YouTube consumer first, and so like as a YouTube consumer, one of the main things I hate, you know, is like commercials, and also oh man, what the fuck was on my mind just now, guys? Fucking, I hate commercials, and god damn, it's fleeted me, guys. It's fleeted me. Anyways, love y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for